The Pentagon has begun the development, engineering and construction phase of its new 6th-generation fighter, a sci-fi machine that will enter service in 2030. It's said that the US fighter jet will dominate the war of the future, which has created fear in the hearts of the Russians. What is it about this incredible US fighter jet that makes Russia panic? We discuss everything about it in this video, so stay tuned. But before we start, please like and subscribe to this channel, and then sit back and relax. Now, let's start. The Pentagon has just launched the final phase for the development and manufacture of its new 6th-generation fighter, the manned combat aircraft of the future that will fly in coordination with wingmen drones, intelligent unmanned fighters that will cover its flanks and help in attacks. It will fly in formations that had hitherto only existed in science fiction movies. Called Next Generation Air Dominance or NGAD, the project will replace the current Lockheed Martin F-22 Raptor, a 5th-generation stealth fighter that entered service in September 1997 and has yet to have a rival that equals them, either Russian or Chinese. Operational in 2030. As the military publication The Warzone points out, the US Air Force announced the new phase of the project this past Wednesday. Called EMD, Engineering, Manufacturing and Development, this phase is aimed at manufacturing the aircraft that will go directly into the assembly line. As US Air Force Secretary Frank Kendall states, "We have now started the EMD program to make the development aircraft that we will bring to production. The clock is ticking now, and we believe that we will have this capability by the end of the decade." Previously, Kendall says, they use secret prototyping programs to test different concepts before settling on which way to go, dragging out development processes for years before they could start manufacturing the planes on an industrial scale. Air superiority for decades. While the US launches into the materialization of an aircraft that guarantees air superiority for decades, the reality is that the current 5th-generation Russian and Chinese aircraft leave much to be desired. None of the ones they have are comparable in terms of radar invisibility, electronics, or integration with global tactical systems. The latter is one of the strengths of the Americans that neither China nor Russia have been able to replicate, according to Western military experts. Today's Raptors and F-35 Lightning IIs are in sync with all allied ground and naval forces, using millions of data collected by sensors of everything from infantry units to other aircraft and satellites. Chinese and Russian fighters do not have this sophisticated capability. China has already begun manufacturing its 5th-generation Chengdu J-20 aircraft, an undoubtedly formidable machine that looks like the offspring of an F-35 and a Swedish Saab Gripen fighter, but can't compete with the Americans right now on its own due to its deficient electronics and communication systems. NGAD, beyond current American 5th-generation aircraft. The NGAD system will go far beyond current American 5th-generation aircraft, the Pentagon says. For starters, it will integrate drones as wingmen. These unmanned robotic planes, such as the Boeing MQ-28 Ghost Bat seen below, will cover and attack targets on command from the pilot of the manned fighter they're paired with. Boeing's Loyal Wingman is an autonomous drone that can cover the flanks of manned fighters and assist in defense and attack. According to Kendall, the new fighter will be able to carry up to 4 or 5 drones in formation, which will receive commands from the pilot but will be autonomous. The Secretary assures that the technology has already been developed by DARPA, the Pentagon's advanced research arm, and that it'll now be launched with this 6th-generation fighter. 2 years ago, they already had a record-breaking test program with real attack drones, as Will Roper stated 2 years ago when he was Assistant Secretary of the Air Force for Acquisition, Technology and Logistics. "We are ready to build the next-generation aircraft as we've never seen before." The fear of seeing the incredible design and performance of the US's first 6th-generation fighter jets poised Russia to build a similar one. Russia is developing a 6th-generation fighter similar to the US NGAD. The Russian approach to the development of the 6th-generation fighter is similar to that taken by the United States for its next-generation air dominance NGAD fighter. Russia's 6th-generation aircraft will be based on its Su-57 Felon fighter and will feature a network-centric system associated with drones, space and ground systems. Yuri Slusar, Director General of the United Aircraft Corporation (UAC), which is part of Russia's state defense conglomerate, said the 5th-generation Su-57 fighter is a step up from the 6th-generation jet. Russia revealed in 2016 that it is working on a new 6th-generation fighter jet based on designs proposed by the country's Sukhoi Design Bureau. The then commander of the Russian Aerospace Forces, Viktor Bondarev, said that a 6th-generation fighter was being developed in manned and unmanned versions. Since then, Russian defense officials are known to have tested hardware elements designed for the 6th-generation fighter on prototype versions of the Su-57, nicknamed PAC-FA, Prospective Airborne Complex of Frontline Aviation. Among them are flight and navigation systems, advanced electronic warfare and radar systems. According to a senior official at the company concerned Radio Electronic Technologies, KRET, a subsidiary of the state corporation Rostec, which is known to be developing these particular hardware items, the 6th-generation fighters will be equipped with an electronic warfare system that's unified, which will serve as a radar, electronic warfare system, data transmission system, and as communications equipment. It will also function as an identification friend or foe IFF transponder and navigation system. The Russian approach to the development of the 6th-generation fighter is similar to that taken by the United States for its next-generation air dominance NGAD fighter, which is also intended to be a system of systems which will include drones, manned aircraft, and a new generation of network technologies. As previously reported by the Eurasian Times, the Pentagon stated that there would be a two-way technology transfer between the US Air Force's 5th-generation F-22 Raptor and the NGAD. The F-22 will not only be used for testing NGAD technologies, but the Raptors will also adopt technologies developed under the NGAD program, perhaps to speed the arrival of these capabilities to the front line much sooner. This will allow the NGAD platform to deploy them so they can be fine-tuned and the risks reduced. Russia accelerates the development of the Su-57. Meanwhile, Russia continues to improve its 5th-generation combat capabilities, such as the new stealth killer air-to-air missile for the Su-57 fighter, which can supposedly destroy stealthy targets. Designed and developed by the Vimpel Design Bureau, the new missile is a small to medium-range air-to-air missile based on the R-77 series medium-range missiles that form the main armament of the Su-57. The missile is currently known to be undergoing tests that are expected to conclude before the end of this year. Delivery of the first serial batches of the operational missiles are also scheduled for this year. Last year, Russia announced plans to equip its stealth fighters with new radar-active anti-ship missiles that can be deployed against maritime threats. The 5th-generation fighter will also undergo tests with an improved communication suite in the fall of this year. In addition, a carrier-capable version of the Su-57 is also under development for the Russian Navy, whose sole carrier, Admiral Kuznetsov, has been undergoing refurbishment since 2015 and is expected to rejoin the fleet in 2024. That being said, Russia has a minimal number of Su-57s in its arsenal. As of July, the Russian Air Force VKS was known to only have about 5 operational Felons in its fleet. In mid-August, Slusar announced the UAC had built 4 new serial production Su-57s, but whether they've been delivered to the VKS is unknown. By the end of 2024, the VKS plans to purchase 22 Su-57 fighters, and by 2028 add another 54 aircraft. Russia is also taking steps to expand production of the 5th-generation fighters, with a new facility opening at the Komsomolsk-on-Amur Aviation Plant, KNAAZ, in the Russian Far East in August. The production expansion will reportedly make it possible to make between 12 and 14 units a year. In addition, the Felon will receive the next-generation Saturn Izdeliye 30 engine, which will be more powerful than the Saturn AL41FM1 that powers the current units of the aircraft. Reports suggest that the AL41FM1 does not exactly meet the thrust-to-weight ratio and fuel efficiency requirements of a 5th-generation aircraft. The engine weighs roughly 1,450 kilograms and produces 14,500 kilograms of torque. 2 more tons of thrust are supposedly going to be added by the new generation Izdeliye-30 engine, which is anticipated to be installed in the Su-57 before 2025. Yuri Borisov, the Deputy Prime Minister of Russia, asserted in June that the Su-57 had been involved in the continuing conflict in Ukraine. His comments followed RIA Novosti's allegation that Ukrainian air defense installations had been discovered and destroyed by a network of 4 Su-57 jets flying in formation. These reports are still unconfirmed, but in March, a video purporting to show a Su-57 aircraft flying over the Ukrainian area of Zhytomyr surfaced online. There was a rumor that the aircraft had been sent out by Russia's southern military district at the time. Between the US's first 6th generation fighter jet and Russia's, which one do you think is, or would be, more powerful? If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit like, the subscription button, and the notification bell. To get notified when new videos are uploaded from this channel, please share your thoughts about Russia's panics when the US revealed the first 6th generation fighter jet in the comment section below. Thank you.